Hello, Disney Infinity Trainers. Welcome back to another episode of our Let's Build a Toy Box series here on iStarly TV. Today we're continuing building our Mount Olympus arena for the finale of Disney Infinity Games Season 3.0. So the other video got a lot of good feedback. A lot of people seem to enjoy that, and I was happy about that. And I'm also happy with the arena. It's turning out great so far, and I'm excited to continue with it today. So you might first notice that there is no more bridge in between, and there's a lot more space. So what I did was I actually pushed these back so that there is more space between the actual arena. I don't know if this is too much space now. I'm a little worried about that, but I will definitely be putting some form of like bridge to connect them of clouds. Bridge of clouds to connect them. I just wanted to pace it out because before they were actually very, very close to one another, and that would really engage the fight right away. And that's kind of not exactly what I want. I want there to be some, tension in between the battle and stuff, not just going straight at it. And so we're going to add some connection there. And if you want to follow along, if you want to build along with me, I will post a link to the previous video in case you want to see how I built these platforms out of the clouds and also how I built these temples. Today what we're going to do is we're going to expand on the cloud platforms. So we're going to make it a lot bigger of the clouds. Wow, I can't talk today. We're going to make the cloud area a lot larger. So we're going to build a lot more sections of clouds using the basic blocks and also using the inside out platform pieces. And then I'm also going to build the temples for the top 8 like I said I would. That's going to include, Kylo Ren's temple, Groot's temple, etc. So I'll pick a texture for each of those, and then I'll just kind of speed through them, because you've already seen me build them once, or twice, rather. So instead of kind of going through each one, slowly, since there are 6 others I need to build, we're just going to get right into it. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so the texture is still on Jessie's. Now, I will be honest here, a little bit of some unfortunate... or some misfortune rather befell me in between now and then. I was loading this toy box, or I was trying to load this toy box, and I couldn't find it. And I don't know if I lost it, or if I just couldn't see it, or if I just did not save it. But the bottom line is, I had to basically rebuild the entire thing that I had built last time. But that helped because I had wanted to kind of spread them out further. And also it gave me a sense of, building the temples again off the top of my head, so that when I build them in this episode, I'll know how to build them. So it wasn't all bad. I'm making the most out of an unfortunate situation. So we're going to do something like this, another little cloud section like that, and then maybe another one over here. Is that on the same level? No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, just kind of to add more. I mean, clouds are not uniform. Clouds are not always in perfect shapes. Sometimes they kind of, have very random shapes. So we're going to try to emulate that here by adding, different parts. And then I'll put one underneath because that looks like a cloud. I like the way that kind of shapes up. There, that looks a lot more cloudy now. What we're also going to do is maybe add a little more to the sides here, because as you can see, the temple is basically taking up the entire platform, which is also kind of okay. I mean, this is, Mount Olympus we're talking about here. So we're not going to make it perfectly symmetrical. I mean, if you've seen my show before, you do know that I prefer symmetry in building toy boxes. But for this one, we are going to... try something new, I suppose. Alright, so we're just branching out. We're making it random. If you are building along with me, you can feel free to make your clouds however you want. Just know that if you clump these upside down full dome blocks together, they do look like clouds anyways. They do end up looking like cloud formations. And as I have said, clouds never have a perfectly even shape. Okay. Yeah, so that looks pretty good and cloudy. I'll probably add more to the sides here, but if I do that, I'll speed build it. I don't want this video to be super long, especially because we have a lot to do. I'm not sure if I'll completely finish the arena today. What I might have to do is finish all of the structures today, and then in the next episode do all of the logic. So we are almost done. I mean, even though it doesn't look like we have much going on, it's pretty simple what we are building. So let's go ahead and do and expand on the side. So we're just going to kind of go out that way like this and like this. And maybe just one here, just to kind of, give it that cloudy shape, I suppose. And then we're going to fill in the gaps underneath. And then I'm going to speed build on the other side so you don't have to watch me do this, you know, for a minute. So I'll see you soon.
Traveling, swallowing, Dramamine. Soaring, flying, there's not a star in heaven that we can't reach. If we're trying, yeah, we're breaking free.
And we're back. Okay, so if you take a look here from above, it does look kind of cool. It does look kind of cloudy. You know, we have things kind of branching off there. And the platform is a lot wider. So it's wider and wider. So that's pretty good. So when the characters leave their temples, you know, they do have more room to kind of go, more space to kind of go along. And as you can see, we did slightly bridge the gap between the two platforms so that, you know, if the characters want to go to each other, they're not so far away, but at the same time, they're not directly as close as they were before. So now let's make that bridge, that cloudy bridge, cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. That's so weird. Okay. Platforming toys. There we go. Cloud platform. And I guess we can make this one. I mean, before we just had it like a bridge, literally. We can try to make this one kind of misshapen in a way as well. I mean, again, these are clouds we're talking about. And we will do some overlap. I'm just going to kind of do these a little different. Yeah, like, I guess like that. That can work. Yeah, we're just going to kind of, yeah, we're just going to make this our own, I suppose. Something like that. Some of these. Some of these. Because before it was so easy to just run across, and we don't want this to be easy, you know. These characters have fought their way, and they deserve to win this, but you know, they have one last obstacle to cross before they are indicted into the Disney Infinity Games Hall of Fame alongside the likes of Groot and Buzz. So we're not going to give them the easy way out. We want to test their limits, you know, Hulkbuster and Jessie. And it's possible that the character that loses will be back next season to avenge themselves. I mean, for next season, what we plan to do is have our viewers vote on the characters they want to see in the games, and so we'll give them a voting period of maybe 1 or 2 or maybe even more weeks, and then we will see the characters with the most votes will be able to participate in the season 4. But we will automatically include characters like Baloo and Nick Wilde and Black Panther, characters that were released before this season ended, because they haven't gotten a chance yet. All right, cool. I like this. I do think this is kind of neat, and you know, I guess I'll have to kind of add more here so that yeah, but I like it. It's kind of unpredictable, like a cloud, and it gives you kind of, so for Jessie, I mean, Jessie's the main character that's gonna have to cross this platform. Hulkbuster can just fly, but she can do it. Here we go. She's gonna have to run a lot though, but she can totally do it if she wants to get there. All right, I like that. That's neat. Okay, so the next thing we're going to have to do is branch out into the other platforms with the other temples. Now, this is the part that I'm possibly kind of worried about. So what I'm also going to do is just fill in the other sides here with the basic blocks. So let's see, go out on the edges, because there needs to be more space aside from just the platforms with the temples. So we'll figure that part out. Maybe I'll do that in a quick kind of lapse, or maybe off screen or something, but we'll worry about that later, I suppose. Let's start building the platforms. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to connect them first. I'm not going to draw a bridge out to them. I'm just going to build them. So we'll start with a piece in the middle. And then I might even put some teleportation pieces so that you can kind of warp to the different temples or something like that. We will see. And some of them can even be higher up than others, so let's just get right to it. Okay. That is a small platform. That's not going to be able to support the weight of a temple. Well, this is all magic, so sure it can. Let's actually, yeah, let's build the temple first, and then we'll build the cloud platform supporting it. So we'll build one temple over here and then another over there. So let's start with Kylo Ren's temple. I've wanted to do that one first. Wow, I hit the button on accident. Okay, let's go back over there. So Kylo's temple will be here. It's a little close to Jessie's. And let's start with the stairs then. I think that's what we want to look at first. We're going to start with the stairs. I'm going to be building these temples the same way I built all of the others, or the other two rather. And so for that reason, like I said, I'm just going to kind of speed through these. I'm going to pick the texture first though. So he's black, or he likes black and maybe some metal. This modern one looks kind of good. Let's take a look. How does it look? Yeah, this looks very Kylo Ren, but we also maybe want to highlight it with some Death Star or Droid Factory? Let's see. I definitely do want to use this modern one, but the Droid Factory one can work as well. I think that one works. Maybe we could use the Droid Factory one for the pillars and the floor covering, and everything else will be the modern texture. So let's go ahead and do it. Alright, and doesn't that look like the perfect texture for Kylo Ren? So the Temple of Kylo Ren is now finished. Let's take a look at it once this loads. I pressed the button, but it's taking a while for the color to kind of go through. I like this. I think this is very Kylo, and it's super awesome. So let's take that aerial view. Let's view it from the roof of Jessie's temple. Awesome. There it is. Alright, so that's Kylo Ren's temple. And that worked out well. So let's actually go ahead and do that. We'll build more of them now too. So maybe we'll go. I mean, we have 5 more temples to build. One of them can go over here somewhere. One can maybe go out here a little, and then maybe 3 more there. That works. I mean, that gives you an even number, and I like that. I think that's kind of cool. Some of them can also be a little higher up, because if you look at the Mount Olympus from the Hercules movie, you know, it's not just like one flat cloud. There's kind of elevation to it. There's buildings that exist higher up than others. So we're going to try to emulate that here as well. So we'll start with one over here. So next, let's just make Groot's temple. The main one that we're going to be using is this one, the Bright Tree Village Hut. This is very Groot looking, and so I like it quite a bit. So we're going to use this as the main piece, and then like I said, the other ones will be used to kind of highlight. Maybe we'll use those for the trim or for the pillars or something. So let's speed build Groot's temple. Yeah, it looks okay. I think that the sides could maybe use some work, but overall I do like it. Actually, maybe even here. Let's actually just go back real quick. Cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, next let's build the Temple of Joy. All right, so I found a texture piece that I really like for Joy. Oh, this one's also really cool though. Let's see how this one looks. No, I think I like this one a lot better, the puzzle path. So we'll use that for the floor at least, and then maybe for the rest of the colors or things like that, then we can use different things. Okay, I think that might look a little bit better and a little bit more straightforward and not too all over the place. So I like that too. The roof is still getting to me though. I think there actually might be some basic blocks that can, but I want them to all look kind of similar in structure. So for right now, we are going to leave it at that. So that is 5. Wow, we've already finished 5 of these temples, which means we only have 3 more to go. We have Nova, Jack Skellington, and Minnie Mouse. So those will be fun. So we're going to hurry and quickly finish those. And what I'm actually going to do for the rest, or for this kind of remaining part right now, is I'll actually just cut to when I have them all built. I mean, at this point, we understand, I mean, I've built so many of these, we understand, you know, how to build them, I guess. And so I'm just going to, you know, cut to that and we'll see what you think. So I'll see you then. So we finished. This is Minnie's temple. I couldn't find a roof that was colorful or that fit. All of them looked like terrain, and so I didn't think that they were all I didn't think that many of them were really fitting. So I just settled on the white roof. I don't really like it, but the rest of it I think looks pretty cool, and I do like the rest of it. Over here we have Nova's, and you can see that I tried to highlight his main colors, which are, you know, the kind of navy blue. I know this isn't navy blue, but it's a shiny blue and it looks neat. And then the kind of goldish yellow and the red on him. So I thought that this one looks kind of neat too. Maybe it doesn't look exactly like Nova, but it's cool. And then finally over here we have the Jack Skellington temple, and I wanted to highlight the white and black. The only white and black texture for the basic blocks was this checkered pattern, and in some ways it does look like Jack Skellington. I mean, you know, he's all kind of misshapen and whatnot, and it's kind of grainy. That's kind of cool. And then, of course, I use the Halloween Town brick texture here, which really looks great. So we finished all 8 of the temples. It's really hard to believe. This is how the arena is going to be kind of shaped, I suppose. And, of course, we're going to do clouds underneath all of them and maybe pathways branching out to each one. That's our main goal with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end it here, and off camera I'm going to just add the platforms for the underneath part of the temples. I don't want this episode to be too long, and I know that, you know, we've already been recording for quite a long time at this point, although I'm probably going to cut it down, you know, quite a bit, so I'm not sure how the final result is going to look. However, yeah, I'm just going to put the basic clouds underneath. That's all. So it's going to look like that. I'm not going to do anything more than that. It's just going to be very basic, just enough to support it underneath. And then in the next episode, what we'll begin with doing is kind of branching out and connecting all of the cloud pathways and things. And hopefully in the next episode, if we have time, we should, then we will also try to work on adding the logic and adding the characters I asked you in the last episode which characters from the Disney Infinity Games Season 3.0 you would like to see honored in this toy box. That was one of the main ideas that Colin Ward had when he suggested this. He's one of the viewers, and he suggested that we have a cloud arena and that we have kind of honoring the fallen heroes. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna implement them or where I'm gonna put them. Maybe I'll put them in hanging out in some of the temples. That would be kind of cool. But I asked you in the last video, and some people did comment, so that's great. But also in this video, which characters from the Disney Infinity Games Season 3.0 would you like to see honored in this toy box? So we'll kind of put those in, and we'll see that. I mean, I could put all of them, but there's so many that participated in this season. There were like 80 something characters, so it would take quite a long time to put every single one of them. So I'm only going to put a select few that you all want to see. And that'll be kind of cool. So yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. And in the next episode, we will be finishing this Mount Olympus kind of sky arena. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.